Hello and welcome to the Retro Gamer Show.
And here's what's coming up on this month's show. James takes us behind the scenes of a RetroManCave live stream. We have a Games Chart Flashback for you of what will be the month, the year and the system. We have a roundup of some new games for today's systems that are inspired by the games of yesteryear. And we round the show off with our usual guide to this month's retro gaming events in What's On. As Doc would say,
we're sending you back to the future!
Right then James, a little while ago now you went to a rave. Now when I say a little while ago I don't mean back in the 90s, I'm sure you went to lots of raves back then. But yeah, a little while ago you went to a rave in the cave, is that right?
Certainly did. Friend of the channel Neil from RetroManCave was putting on a special event, Rave in the Cave, with special guest DJ Slope, and I went along to film a bit of the behind the scenes.
Hello, Let's Talk Retro. You're down in the cave here at RetroManCave. We're preparing for a live stream with Dan Ibbotson from Slope's Game Room, isn't it? Is it Slope or Slope's Game Room?
Slope's Game Room.
Slope's Game Room. I'm here with Andrew.
Hello.
We're waiting for more cave dwellers to join us, as well as the man himself, Dan. But I thought I'd show you quickly the setup. So if you take a look around from a distance, first of all, it looks like a mess, but I promise you it is organised chaos. We go live in about 2 hours from now, is that right, Andrew?
That's right.
About 2 hours, so we're just about ready. So we'll start here. We've got the mixing desk here. This is where James is sat, because James is helping us today. We've got 4 inputs on our mixing desk, which we've all got labelled. So we've got the game, we've got Outrun at the moment. Hopefully you can hear that. James has got his own mic. You know in Countdown, where you have the brainy ones in the corner and they look in dictionary corner? That's going to be James today. He's going to be giving us all the game facts as well as looking after the audio. We are streaming through OBS, so some of you will be familiar with OBS, but basically we've got lots of scenes, whether it be looking at the games, whether it be having us on the camera, and they're the seats where we'll be sat. So yeah, I'm not going to take you through OBS now, but if you're ever thinking of streaming, it's brilliant software. You should really check that out. And this is where the action happens. So if you come round, you can get a view from where I'll be sat, where we'll all be sat. Come and grab a seat, James. This is the view that nobody else will get to see when we're live. So we're streaming the Amstrad Mega PC here, which is a 386 PC and a Mega Drive. So we'll mostly be playing Mega Drive games, being that DJ Slope loves the Mega Drive. Because it's such a big monitor, we've got it set back a bit so we can actually see it. Over here, we've got the cameras. We've got an ambient mic. We'll be wearing wireless lapel mics for the duration. I've got my screen over there so I can see what scene we're on. And here's the cool bit. This is my laptop with all the scenes. So if I want to go sound desk, I can change the scenes from my laptop. Here we go. I'm filming you. You're filming me.
There we go.
So there you go. So that's pretty much the setup. Like I said, it looks like a mess, but it's taken us 3 or 4 streams to get to this point. We've been evolving the setup each time, and I think we're at a place where we're happy now. And if any of you catch the stream, I hope you enjoyed it, and if not, I hope you catch the next one. So yeah, thanks for dropping in, James. See you later.
I love a bit of 90s hip hop. It's really weird because I'm seeing down at 3 different. I'm seeing down there doing something, then down there doing something. What's that for video?
The tenant thing.
Oh, right.
Well, that was really interesting because I didn't go along, and I'm sure you guys probably found it interesting as well. Hopefully you did. I just didn't realise how much went into a live stream like that. I mean, I wouldn't have a clue how to start doing a live stream anyway. So, but I didn't realise you had so much sort of to it. You know, so many things to sort of make it all come together.
I know, I was nervous as hell. I mean, I never work a mixing desk in my life, but no, it was great. Everyone had a really good time. But yeah, Neil's got a great setup, everything we needed, and it all went problem free. Everyone loved it. The comments were amazing, and I believe the video is still on YouTube on Neil's channel now. So,
right. So we'll put a link to it in the description.
Yeah.
So if you didn't see it live, you can go and check it out.
Right, moving on to something that we know you guys love because you keep telling us. It's the Games Chart Flashback.
Yes, but what will be the month, the system, and more importantly, the year? For this Games Chart Flashback, we're going back to a time when if you went to the cinema you might have watched Emilio Estevez and Richard Dreyfuss in Stakeout, Madonna in Who's That Girl, or maybe Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey in Dirty Dancing. And Los Lobos were riding high in the UK singles charts with La Bamba.
Well, have you guessed it? It's the Commodore 64 chart from August 1987. So, first up, it's Eyeball, and this game certainly is hard as balls. Eyeball's a delightful, colourful, shoot-'em-up game where the aim is to make it to the top of the level. Eyeball was published by Firebird and it featured music from the legend Rob Hubbard.
At number 4 it's the Commodore 64 classic Whizball from Ocean. Whizball was written by John Hare and Chris Yates, who of course later formed Sensible Software. Whizball, as you can see and as you probably know, is a scrolling shooter and it's said to be inspired by Gradius. At the time of its release, Whizball scored a massive 96% in Zap 64 magazine.
And next up at number 3, it's the game Milk Race. And no, this isn't the battle to get your milk at primary school. This is all about cycling. Back when cycling was trendy and safe, there was a massive event in 1987 called the Milk Race. Cyclists came from all over the world to tackle the Milk Race, which started in Newcastle upon Tyne and headed towards London, where the finish line was. It kind of goes without saying, but the basic premise of the game is to control a bike using acceleration, braking and the correct gear to conserve energy. Milk Race was released on the Mastertronic label. Zap 64 awarded the game 34% and said it failed to convey any of the excitement and tension of the actual event.
At number 2 it's a game I used to love playing back in the day, it's Barbarian. In the game you play as a sword-wielding barbarian taking on the computer or a friend. To be victorious you can hit and slash your enemy to take away their energy, but as you've just seen on screen, the best way to win by far is by taking their head off with one nice clean swipe. And to think in later years they moaned about Mortal Kombat. The game was developed and published by Palace Software, and the game was then later licensed to Epix, who published it as Death Sword in the United States.
And finally, rounding off this chart, it's number 1, The Last Ninja. It's been said that this is one of the most successful games that ever hit the Commodore 64. So the chances are if you had a Commodore 64 you would definitely remember playing this. The Last Ninja is a mix of exploration, puzzle solving and combat, all rolled into one. The game was released by the great System 3 and featured a kicking soundtrack from none other than the late Ben Dalglish. You know how much we like to give you fun facts about the games we feature? Well, this game was actually the runner-up in the 1987 Golden Joystick Awards, losing out to Outrun. Well, if you can't get enough of the Games Chart Flashback, we're now in print form in Fusion magazine.
Yes, that's the latest issue, and there we are on page 40, talking about another games chart. So if you want to find out what we're up to, get yourself a copy of Fusion. We'll leave a link to the where you can get that in the video description. And I'd just like to point out, before anyone mentions it, it's not a paid promotion. We don't even get paid for writing for the magazine, do we? We do it for the love of gaming and retro gaming and being part of the community. In fact, the only thing we possibly get out of it is if someone reads that, they might subscribe to our channel. We do it just for fun, don't we? So
it's all for fun.
It's a great magazine. So if you're not read it or looked into it yet, then don't forget, try and get yourself a copy. Yes, it's time for a quick games roundup, and today we're going to take a look at some games for today's systems that have been inspired by the games of yesteryear. And first up we have the Ghosts and Goblins inspired Ghosts and DJs, which has been released on Steam and can be downloaded for both PC and Mac. The game is a pixel art run and gun side-scrolling action platformer set in a parallel universe in which the music scene is being dominated by fake DJs and artists. You must help Dr. Cuccio on his crusade for the love of music. Fight the fake artists and DJs and avoid cheesy music. Find the template and destroy it so ghost producers won't be able to make music for anyone and fake artists will be forced to live by their own merits. It's time to send those creatures back to the 16-bit hell they came from. The game features 3 stages, 5 different enemies, walking and flying enemy behaviours and 1 final boss. There's 4 levels of difficulty for beginners and ultra hardcore players. Super fast and fluid action gameplay and a CRT filter for that arcade feel. This is a game that's definitely on our list to give a try. Next up we have Jury. Jury is a horror point-and-click adventure game inspired by the classics of the 90s and includes action and survival gameplay. Fully playable with the mouse, it requires dexterity for the fights and logic for the riddles. Please note that this game contains violent scenes in 16-bit and it is intended for an adult audience. It all sounds a bit too scary to us, but a point-and-click adventure game that's available for the PC on Steam and priced at just £9.99 can't be all that bad, can it? Yeah, another game available for the PC on Steam is Skatemaster Checo, and it only costs £1.69, or you can try the demo for free. Skatemaster Checo is a NES style inspired adventure which has auto-scrolling levels that will have you needing quick reflexes as you jump and dash around the screen, avoiding the many different enemies while at the same time you're trying to land on the many different kinds of platforms that move, change size and disappear. We have to say, for just £1.69 this one looks like a no-brainer. And finally, are you looking forward to spring? We certainly are. Because that's when we should be able to get our hands on, wait for it, Streets of Rage 4. Yes, you heard that right, and it's coming out on PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One and Switch. Streets of Rage 4 is set to build upon the classic trilogy's gameplay, with new mechanics, a fresh story and a gauntlet of dangerous stages with serious crime problems. I don't know about you, but we're so excited for this one, we could crush a grape. You can find links to all the games featured in this games roundup in the video description. Right, now you sat at home thinking, I wonder what retro gaming events are on this month. Well, here's what's on. So kicking off this month's What's On, and it's the video game market. Yes, it wouldn't be a What's On without a market. And this one's the biggie at the Doncaster Dome. It's being held on Sunday the 1st of March, like I say, at the Doncaster Dome, and the doors open at 11 and will be closing at 4, so get yourselves down there for your retro gaming bargains.
Our pick of the events for this month is Revival 2020 for the gamers.
Yes, this year's Revival is a 2-part event, with the first part being held on the 7th and the 8th of March at the 5-Star Community Centre in Wednesbury.
This one's nearly sold out, we believe, but check the link in the description for the latest information. What's that? Doncaster's too far? Well, don't worry, because there's one in London. It's the London Gaming Market. We've been many times and it's great. And as always, it's held smack bang in the middle of London. It's being held on Sunday the 15th of March in the usual spot, the Royal National Hotel in Russell Square. And yes, deodorant is compulsory.
Once you've done all your shopping, then the Centre of Computing History is the place for you, because they're holding a family gaming night. This is part of the Cambridge Science Festival. It's being held on Friday the 20th of March, and the doors open at 6 and close at 10. For more information on this one, go to www.computinghistory.org.uk.
And finally, wrapping up this edition of What's On, we've got the Retro Gaming Fest. It's being held at Clown Community Centre in Clown in Chesterfield, and it's being held on the 28th and the 29th of March. On Saturday it's open from 12 AM to 11 in the evening, and Sunday 10 AM till 6. Get yourself there! As always, don't forget, all the links to these events can be found in the video description. As always, we'd love to hear from you guys if you managed to make any of those events, and if you want to film a bit for the Retro Gamer Show, tell us about the event, just do it and get in touch and we'll put your video on a future episode.
Yeah, that'd be good. And so we've come now to the end of the show, unfortunately, already, and we'd like to say thanks to all our new subscribers and to everyone that commented on last month's show. As always, your name will be going across the bottom of the screen right now. And as always though, James, what they got to do until next time?
Keep it retro, everyone.